Have you ever wondered what is the difference between shellac and gel nail polish? Do you love the look of super shiny nails but hate the process of having them removed when it comes time to switch up your color? Maybe you're keen to have a go at doing them yourself at home but you don't know where to start. Well, in today's video, I'm going to teach you all about gel nail polish. I'm going to explain to you how it works, and we're also going to discuss the advantages and possible disadvantages of using gel polish versus your traditional nail polish. And I will introduce you to a revolutionary product by a brand called Coco and Claire. For those of you that are new here, my name is Megan Hamilton and I'm a professional nail technician and international educator. I hope you'll stick around and consider subscribing. So while I have a quick chat to you about gel polish, I thought you might like to watch me do my nails, so I hope you enjoy. Now, most people have used or at least heard of regular nail polish. That's where you apply the color right out of the bottle and you allow it to air dry. It evaporates into the air and that's essentially how it dries. It generally needs 2 coats of color depending on what color or brand you're using, as well as a top coat, and then you wait for it to air dry. You don't have a lot of time to play around with it when you're painting it on though, as it's starting to dry while you apply it, so it can be a little bit tricky. But when it comes to removal, it's really easy. All you do is take some nail polish remover or acetone on a cotton pad, give it a little rub, and then you're done. So you could change your color up every day if you wanted to, and some people do. However, due to the nature of the product, it's not overly durable on natural nails and it doesn't last very well, even over enhancements like acrylic or gel for that matter. It does tend to chip within a few days if you're lucky. Now, gel polish became popular around about 10 years or more ago. You might be familiar with the term shellac nails. Essentially, Shellac was just one of the first brands of gel polish and they marketed the heck out of it. So all around the world, people just refer to gel polish manicures as shellac, when in fact, shellac is just a brand. Let me give you an example. So just like Kleenex is a brand of tissue and people may ask you for a Kleenex when all they mean is, can they have a tissue? It's exactly the same thing with shellac and gel polish. So I hope that makes sense. When gel polish launched, it promised glossy, chip-free manicures that would last up to 2 weeks. And so because of this, gel polish manicures became the #1 salon service. And so I'm going to chat a little bit now about gel polish. So gel in its nature is thicker in consistency than nail polish, and it doesn't set or dry or cure until you place it under a UV lamp. So you can take your time to apply it nice and thin and smooth. Okay, let's talk about removal. When it comes to removal, there's 2 main ways that this is normally done. The first is using a cotton ball soaked with acetone, then wrapped in foil, or some people will soak their fingers directly in a bowl of acetone. And then the other option is using a hand file or electric file to physically file all of the product off and take it back to the natural nail. However, if you don't know what you're doing or you're not using correct techniques to protect the nail and the surrounding skin, you could potentially cause damage, so you must be really, really careful doing this. And this is where Coco and Claire comes in. So they have designed a revolutionary hot water activated peel-off base, which means you can easily and safely remove your gel polish with just a warm water soak. I'm going to start by showing you the foundation products. So that's these ones here. Your foundation products are made up of these 5 bottles here, and you can see that they are differentiated by a different color set of crystals or stones in the lid. On the bottom it says what product it is and also what step we're going to be using it. So this is clean and this would be your #1 step. Your step #2 is prep. Step #3 is your peel off base. Now step #4 is optional and I will go through that with you. So step #4 is strong, but you do not have to do this step. And then step #5 is shine. The other bottle that I had here was this one here, and that's just an optional top coat. Instead of having shine, this one here, you could also choose to have a matte top coat. If you purchase the introduction kit or the Power Foundations kit, these are the 5 bottles that you will have in that kit. Also get one of these little cards. So it has a list of instructions on how to apply these products, and then on the back it has your removal instructions. Your introduction kit as well, you will get the little mini UV light, which is what you will need to cure your product. Inside the box you have your cord, so this part just attaches to a USB adapter, and then this end here goes into your lamp. So this is what your lamp looks like. It has these little fold out legs underneath, so you just pop those out just like that, and then it just stands on the desk, and when you're curing you just pop your hand underneath just like this. This is where you plug it in, and then this is your little button on the back. When you press that, that is set for a 45-second cure, and that's all it takes to cure these Coco and Claire products. Coco and Claire also has a beautiful range of accessories. This one here is their dust brush. It's just such a beautiful soft brush. It's just perfect for removing the dust off your nails when you're doing your manis at home. They also have a range of tools as well. So you've got your cuticle nippers, we have a cuticle tool, and they also have a range of brushes and burnishing tools for their chrome products. So it has this little rubber end on here for rubbing your chrome in. The other thing that you will also get in your introduction kit is an orange wood stick like this one here. So it has the end there to push the cuticles back. You will have a nail file, and you'll also get a buffer. Sometimes they will differ just depending on what supply is available at the time, but you will get each of these 3 items to get you started with your manis at home. Okay, so another really great option is to also grab yourself one of these how-to mats. So this is a really gorgeous silicone mat that you can just roll up and pop it back in its packaging when you're not using it, and it's just a great surface to work off as well because it's non-slip. And then obviously you can see here across the top you have a spot for all of your products, and then underneath of that you've got all of your instructions right there in front of you. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop on all of my products. Okay, so I've got all of my products laid out there. This one here is the color that I've chosen. This one here is in Smoky Rose 181. So this one here is just the prep work that you're needing to do. So you're going to start by pushing back your cuticles with this one here. You're going to use your nail file. You're just going to use that to shape the free edge, which is this part out here. And then you're going to take your buffer and then very lightly just buff that natural nail plate. And then what I would suggest is, if you don't have anything, is also to grab yourself a dust brush just so that you can remove that dust, so that you've got a really nice clean work surface. So then we have step 1, so it says 1, which is clean, and then that corresponds to the bottle. So we're applying that to all 10 nails. You don't want to get this on the skin, okay? So just make sure that you're staying away from the cuticle and the skin area. You've also got this really gorgeous diagram down here which explains all of the anatomy and what they're talking about in your instructions as well. So you've got your cuticle down here. This part here is your nail plate where you're going to be applying your polish. Your free edge is the part that grows off of the finger, and then your nail well is down in those little grooves down each side of the natural nail. So then we're going to move on to step number 2. So that one is prep. So with this one, you're going to be applying it just really sparingly, just to that free edge of the nail. So just this little white part on the free edge of the nail, making sure that you cap the ends as well and allowing that to air dry. Now step 4, this one's really important because this is your base. Okay, so this is the peel off base. You're going to apply that one to all 4 nails because we're going to just do these 4 and then we're going to do our thumb separately. So we're going to apply it just to these 4 nails, and we're going to cover the entire nail from the cuticle to the free edge, but we're not going to touch the cuticle or down in your nail well area either. And then this is when we start curing. So we get out our little lamp and then we cure that for 45 seconds, which just requires one touch of this button here. And then move on to the thumb, doing that one separately. Okay, and then we're up to the color. This is the fun bit. So we're going to apply a thin coat. So that's really, really important. So you want to make sure that you're applying thin coats. You're better off applying 2 thin coats rather than 1 thick coat. You don't want it to wrinkle or bubble or not cure properly. So we're going to apply 1 thin coat, cap the ends, which is just on this free edge area, making sure you don't get any contact in the cuticle area. Cure that for 45 seconds, then apply your second coat and cure that as well. So step number 4 is strong. Now this is the optional step that I was talking about before. So it says here, are your nails weak? So if you have particularly weak nails, I do, so I would definitely use this step. You're going to apply a thin, even coat of this one. So this one here is a bit of a thicker product. So you're wanting to make sure that you work with it slowly and work with it thinly as well. So you just want to apply a thin coat from the cuticle to the free edge, capping the end again, and then cure that. That will just give your nails a little bit of extra strength. And then you have step number 5, which is shine, or you have the option of getting the matte version as well. So again, just an even coat, cuticle to free edge, cap the end, and cure for 45 seconds. And that is your mani done. They also have hundreds and hundreds of different color gels, glitter gels, cat eye polishes, which are your magnetic polishes. They have foil leaf gels, they have different chromes available that you can rub into your colors to create a different effect. So when you're ready to get into the nail art side of it, all of that is available as well. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever used gel nail polish? If you have, leave me a comment below and tell me what is your biggest struggle when it comes to using gel. I'm going to have a troubleshooting episode come up in a few weeks, so I would love some feedback from you about what you might need help with or what tips and tricks it is that you might like to see from me. Now in my next video, I'm going to do a step-by-step tutorial on correct application when doing a Coco and Claire gel polish manicure. I'll show you start to finish how to apply gel nail polish perfectly on yourself at home, and I promise it's not that hard. So if you're a beginner and you want all of those tips and tricks, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell, and you'll be instantly notified as soon as that video drops. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.